And we also have our sign language interpreter, and we have Jeremiah. He'll join us later on. But for now, Paul, you can introduce yourself.
Good morning. Once again, my name is Paul Derrick from eTims Operations. So we'll be taking us through the presentation. We'll be looking into the eTims per se, and maybe some of the key issues with the eTims. The introduction, what is eTims, we'll be able to explain that.
I hope everyone can see our presentation shared on our screen. Please confirm that on our chat box. Thank you very much, Nehal, for that. So I believe we can proceed on that note. You can't hear me. I hope everyone can hear me. I do not understand why you cannot hear me. I believe you can hear me. Oh, thank you very much, Boniface Maina, on that.
Slide mode.
Can you hear? Oh, thank you very much, Victor. Paul, I don't know if you can hear Paul on his side. Let Paul talk.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Derek. So we can proceed with our presentation. Remember that you can channel your questions on the chat box. At the end of the presentation, we'll be able to answer your questions. And on that note as well, we will be able to give a few of you to answer their questions one-on-one. For that instance, we can begin. Paul, you can take over.
So let us proceed. So we want to look into eTims. So basically, the first basic question that you'll ask yourself is, what is eTims? So eTims is basically a software system that allows our taxpayers to electronically do their invoicing. So that is basically, it is electronic tax invoice management system. That is a software system that allows for our taxpayers to do electronic invoicing conveniently. Let us proceed. So why eTims? So these are some of the benefits of eTims. One, it is free. You realize that with eTims, we have different solutions. We have the simplified solutions. We have the eTims online, eTims client, and we have the system-to-system integration. So for eTims, you realize that as long as for eTims client, if you have a device, we install it for you for free. If you are in a service sector, we just onboard you on online. Then once it is approved, you just continue with your invoicing. As the same applies to the simplified solution, that is the eCitizen platform, and even the Star 222 Ash platform, where you just self onboard, and that we say it is for free. Then simplifies the tax returns. You realize that for eTims, suppose you are a VAT registered taxpayer. Once you've issued your invoices through the eTims and generated the same, when you'll be doing your returns, you just realize that they'll auto-populate. So it simplifies the tax returns. It is flexible. You can use them anywhere, anytime, as long as you have the internet that is preferably a reliable one. So it also builds compliance. You realize that building compliance in this case is very easy, because we onboard you for free so that you comply with the ETI regulation 2020. and even the tax laws that requires that you should onboard on eTims as long as you are in business. Then easy stock control, that is for those who are using system-to-system integration, and even the e-client solutions that have the stock management modules that facilitates or aids you in managing your inventories. Let us proceed. So some of the benefits to our taxpayers: one, adoption of technology. So you realize that with the way our world is heading, and even embracing the e-invoicing, we adopt the technology to ensure that you also don't have issues with maybe manual manually managing your inventories. Then business as administrative process, it streamlines the same. You also have the visibility of the business transactions that you do. If you're managing your inventory, you realize that if you do stock in, stock out, you do sales, you'll be able to have the visibility of the same. So it's also faster processing of refunds. You realize that initially we had issues with processing of refunds. And for now, because we have the visibilities of the transactions, it's very simple and easy to process the refunds faster than before. So it also minimizes the electronic tax invoice disputes. So if you sell to someone and there is that visibility, there is ordinarily you'll find that there is a minimum or no disputes on tax invoices. Then is also improved customer supply relationship. It means that your customer, if you do for them a sale, they are very sure that maybe they'll be able to claim that because it has passed through the electronic system and it is a valid invoice that is recognized by the KRA. Let us proceed. So who should adopt the eTims? So in reference to the income tax, section 16A that was introduced by the Finance Act, that is 2023, you realize that it says that everyone in business should be able to onboard the eTims, whether you are a VAT registered taxpayer or non-VAT registered taxpayer. So whether you are in border sector, you are in a salon, you have a small business. So we are just saying that all persons or even the entities or institutions that are in business should be able to adopt and onboard on the eTims platforms that we have on board. Let us proceed. So we want to look into some of the solutions that we have on board on eTims. So I mentioned about the eTims simplified solutions that we have on board now, the eCitizen platform that we can access through ecitizen.kra.go.ke. We also have a USSD that is *222#. So a simplified solution simply means that it is self-onboarding. There is nowhere our intervention as KRA officers is required. You just subscribe to the terms and conditions, then you proceed with the invoicing. Then we also have e-clients. E-clients, we have if you have Android-based devices, that is to say, you have your phone, you have your maybe your PDA or POS, or even you have your tablet, you can be able to install for you eTims PayPoint Android. We also have those who have the Windows-based devices. So if you have your desktop, you have your laptop, we'll be able, that is Windows 10 and above, we'll be able to install for you this the software that is compatible with your device. We also have a eTims online portal. This is majorly for those who are in service sector. Let's say those who are doing maybe consultancies in audit. So we just do application. Then once we've approved, the modules for invoicing will be activated. Then you proceed with the invoicing. We have system to system integration. So this is where if you have your billing system, you'd like to integrate it to our eTims end, you can do it through self integration or through a third party. So the third parties whom we have also published on our website, you can liaise with them so that they facilitate you, doing the integration from your end. So this is simply what I've mentioned, the eTims simplified solution. It is designed for individuals in business, sole proprietors with minimal transactions. And for now, if you have also a business name, you can be able to switch. We have what we call account switcher on eCitizen, where you can be able to issue the invoice even through incorporating your business names. Then it is accessible through this URL that I mentioned. It is ecitizen.kra.go.ke. So you ensure that you don't just go through the normal eCitizen URL, you follow the URL that we provided. Now, I talked about eTims Client. So it is a downloadable software designed for our taxpayers who are dealing in goods and or services. So if you are dealing both in goods and services, this is a suitable solution for you. If you are dealing in goods only, it is suitable for you. If you are dealing in even services only and you prefer this solution, it's still suitable for you. So this is accessible on Windows and Android-based devices. So we have single users or multiple users where for multiple users, you have to create additional branches so that you have multiple users under one pin. So you can install the same I talked about laptop. Laptop must be Windows 10 and above, or even your desktop. So if you have Android-based devices like the phone, it has to be Android version 8 and above, tablet as well, and even the PDA or the POS. So these are some of the devices that are compatible with the solutions that we have that falls under the eClient. We have eTims online portal. So as I talked about it, it is suitable for taxpayers in the service industrial service sector exclusively. So where no goods are supplied, it is very suitable for our taxpayers in that service sector. So I said it is a web-based application accessible through a browser. So as long as you have a browser, you have an internet, preferably a reliable one, you just Google eTims.kra.go.ke, then you do sign up, you log in, you do a service request, we approve. Then when you log out, you log in again, you'll find that the modules that will aid you in doing invoicing shall have been activated. Then lastly, I mentioned about the system-to-system integration. So allows for a seamless integration between our taxpayers invoicing or the ERPs that you have, and even the eTeam side. So what happens is that you can do this through self-integration and even through third party. So for third party, those who would like to be integrated for, you can liaise with the approved third-party integrators that whom we have published on our website. You just go to our website, www.kra.go.ke, under publications. If you search for the approved third-party integrators, you'll be able to get a list. You liaise, their contacts are detailed there. You can be able to liaise with them so that they help you in integration of your ERPs or even the invoicing or the billing systems. So this is now the eTims taxpayer portal. So everything starts with here, whether you except for the simplified solutions, the ones I said are self onboarding, and you access them through the platforms I talked about. For eCitizen, it is ecitizen.kra.go.ke, or if you prefer the USSD, you can use the *222# then you follow the prompts, you subscribe to the terms and conditions, then you proceed with your invoicing. But now when you want to be installed for the e-client, or you want to do system to system integration, you want to be done for system to system integration, or you want to onboard on eTims online, that is this through this browser, I mean this URL, this is where you start, etims.kra.go.ke, then what will come out is about, I mean, a module where you'll have a sign in and a sign up. So you'll click on a sign up. If you click on a sign up, what will appear on the other module is there is a pop-up tab that will say pin. It is in red. So what you do is to click on that tab, then it will come to this module now, the one that is showing on your screens. Then what next do? You capture your PIN, then you verify. Once you verified your PIN, the details of that particular PIN will auto-populate. Then what do? You confirm the number, because what we put is your number ending in what will be visible is the last 3 digits of your phone number, the one that you'll use to receive the OTP. So you can check whether it conforms with the number that you can access, or the number that can receive the OTP or messages. Once you've done that, you will now create a login credential, that is the password. So this password must conform to certain criteria. One, it must have at least, it must be between 12 to 20 characters. Then two, it must have at least one uppercase, at least one lowercase. It must have the special characters. It must have at least a number. So you follow that criteria, then you send the OTP. Once you've sent the OTP, you now receive the OTP, then you subscribe to the data protection policy that is there. Then you now sign up. Once you've done that, you now go back and now log in. In logging in, you realize that you'll have user ID and the password. The password is the one you created. However, the user ID will be your KRA PIN in uppercase. Once you've done that, you'll be able to log in. And on top, far top of that particular, on the website, you realize that there is a tab with the service request button. So you click on the service request, then you select the eTims type. If it is online, if you are in service sector, you'll choose the online one. If it is you are both dealing in goods and services, will require you that will advise you that the solution that are suitable to you are the e-client solutions that I talked about. So you'll have to click on the e-client. Then for e-client, it is an application that has to be installed, or a software that has to be installed on those particular devices. So what will be required is the device serial number that you'll have to capture. Then there are two documents that you'll have to upload. One, the ID for the business owner, or if you are in a limited, your companies are limited, you will take the ID of the director whose details are on iTax. Then on the commitment form, acknowledgement commitment form, you will capture the same details of the directors, the director who has provided his or her ID. Then you also indicate the device serial number on that particular form. Then you subscribe to the terms and conditions. You write the date. You write the name who is signing. Then you sign against your name. Then you do a request. So basically that is what I've explained. You log in, you click on service request tab, you select the eTims solution, you upload the documents that I've mentioned. If it is a sole proprietor, you will provide your PIN, your ID, both sides. Ensure that you capture while uploading the ID, you upload both sides of your national ID, if it is alien ID, or if it is a alien ID, or even the passport. It must be very clear. Then you'll click the send. Send, it means you are doing now a service request. So from there, we'll do on our side as the KRA officers, will be able to do our own internal due diligence from this end. We approve. Once it is approved, that is why we say there is software configuration. If you applied for the e-client, you'll be able to download, you capture your PIN, you capture the branch ID, and then you capture the serial number. When you try to initialize it, will be able to go through successfully. Then you proceed with the invoice generation and transmission to KRA. Hello? Hello? Can you be able? Yeah. Can you be able to? Okay, we can go back a bit, one step, then I start explaining from there. We go backwards one step. So we were talking about, yes. So can you hear me? I hope I'm audible enough now. So this is now the page for sign up. I talked about you counter check your number. So what shows on the, when you try to verify your PIN, the last 3 digits are the ones that we put as the visible ones. So you'll counter check whether they are yours or not. Then once you've done that, you create the login credentials. So these login credentials are the password you'll use to log in. I said there is a criteria that you have to use to create the same. One, the password must be between 12 to 20 characters. So it must have one special character, one uppercase, one lowercase at least. Then it must have at least one number. Once you've done that, you will send the OTP. Once you've received the OTP, you'll be able to input it. You subscribe to the data protection policy that is there. Then you sign up. So cases where you find the cases where maybe the PIN is new, you can write to us the email that we'll provide at the end of this session, so that we do a data migration to eTims, so that you can be able to proceed with the signing up and onboarding. So a case also where you find that the number that appears there doesn't match the number that you can access or you have, what you do is you'll change it on iTax, then you send the same to our team support, the email that will provide. We'll be able to effect that so that you can proceed with the onboarding on eTims. Now, once you've signed up, you now go back. Then you realize that the page that you are initially, where you have to provide the user ID and the password. So the user ID will be the KRA PIN in uppercase. Then the password is the password we just created while you are signing up. Once you've done that, you log in successfully. Once logged in, you'll click on the service request tab and select the eTims solution. So if you are in service sector, you'll find online there. So for online, you'll not be required to capture the device serial number because it is a web-based solution. If you are applying for e-client, those who are dealing in goods and services or goods alone, or you are in service sector and you'd like to have the e-client solution, you'll have to capture the device serial number. Then you'll have to upload 2 documents. One, either the owner's ID. I said it must be both sides of the ID. Then a fully filled acknowledge commitment form with the details of the owner or the director whose ID is provided. Then once filled, you just upload them. Once you've uploaded them, you click on send, so that you shall have finalized on the service request. Then what follows will be on our end, where we'll do our due diligence. Then we approve. Once we've approved, you realize that that is where the software configuration now comes in such a way that when you now download the eTims client, let's say for Windows, you put the PIN as required, you put the branch ID and the serial number you captured, then you initialize, it will be able to succeed, and you proceed with the creating a user that is that will aid you in logging in going forward. Then you just proceed with your invoicing and transmission the same to KRA. Then once that is done, you'll be able, if you have, we have a number of videos that we've done on how to create invoices. They are accessible through the KRA TV on YouTube. We also have user guides. So where can you access these user guides? You just come to KRA, our website, kra.go.ke, under business, eTims. You can be able to get the user guides. If you need any information about eTims, the frequently asked questions, the types of solutions, if you want to download the one that you applied for and it has been approved, it is also found here. How to onboard, yes. And if you need the user guides as well, they're under the tab that is showing on your screens. So for the non-VAT taxpayers, we are referring to this public notice that was says that Kenya Revenue Authority wishes to remind the public that all the persons carrying on business, including those who are not registered for VAT, the ones we refer to the non-VAT registered taxpayers, are required to electronically generate and transmit their invoices to KRA via the electronic tax invoice management system, that is the eTims, from 1st September 2023 with effect from 1st January 2024. So you realize that any business expenditure not supported by a valid electronic invoice shall not be deductible for income tax purposes for the returns that you'll do in 2025. That will cover the tax period that is from 1st January 2024 to 31st December 2024. So to facilitate business continuity, that is why the KRA allowed for sufficient time for our taxpayers to adjust in their systems and business operations. So KRA wishes to notify the non-VAT registered taxpayer that onboarding to the eTims platform will be available up to 31st. So you realize that the deadline is the 31st for 31st this month, that is 31st March 2024. So during the onboarding period, penalties provided in law for failure to issue electronic tax invoice will not be imposed on non-VAT registered taxpayers. So once you've onboarded, you'll be required to progressively capture the manually generated invoices and even the receipts issued after 1st January, up to the date of onboarding onto the KRA system. So suppose you onboard today, so the invoices that were manually issued from January 1st to today, you will progressively capture them on the eTims so that you'll be able to claim them as deductible expenses in the returns that you'll do, the income tax returns for next year. So that is basically what that public notice says. So if you have issues regarding the eTims out on board, one, you can walk into any of our KRA offices. You'll be able to get assistance. Then two, You can also get to us as the project team through team support at kra.go.ke. We also have our extension phone numbers that you can be able to contact us through, and we respond. If you have time, you can pass by to our offices, that is JQuat Towers, 8th floor, along Kenyatta Avenue, that is in Nairobi. So you'll be able to come to our offices and physically, so that we can attend to you as required. So that is all about the presentations we prepared for you. So thank you for the audience. I think I'll take it back to the.
Thank you very much, Paul, for that brief presentation that you've taken us through. As we wait for our next presentation, specifically on eCitizen and USSD. But for the meantime, I'd like to appreciate our taxpayers today for your continual support by attending our sessions and learning. I hope the whole session is engaging enough for you, and you're learning quite a lot from us. So our session, in case you're going to miss our session today, or you have someone who really have liked to attend our session today, they can still follow us on our KRA TV. Our session is live streamed there, so when you get your free time, you can still join us and learn. So for the question and queries that you've channeled them on our chat box, we have a team that is responding to that, as well as KRA TV. If you've channeled your questions on KRA TV, we also have a team answering your queries there. So in case you still have something that is quite disturbing to you, or you feel like you need an answer to that, you can still channel them on our chat box. It's answered. I welcome our next presentation on. Good morning once again. As we proceed with our session today, I'm going to take the questions for those who've raised their hands. As let me see. We have Samuel. Samuel, you can ask your question, please, if you're available. If not, have admin. For those who've raised their hands, the right to do that. The user, someone by the name user as well. Okay, Purity, I think you're available. You can ask your question. Purity, can you hear? Are you with us, Purity? Admin, can you hear? Who is on the line? Okay, if none of you is available, then we can proceed with the question asked. We have Anne. She is asking, how long should an application be approved from our end? So once she has registered on eTims, how long should an application be approved?
Okay, so once you've done an application, the service request, the application should ideally be immediate or at most 24 hours. So it can either be rejected if you did not provide the required documents, or it be approved, suppose it's a proper application.
Taxpayers. I hope that was clear for our dear taxpayers. So as we proceed, we have Marcus Wambura from KRA TV is asking, when a small trader registers for eTims using USSD, does it automatically register the person for VAT? Can you clarify that for him?
So you realize that for eCitizen, even the star 222 hash is a eCitizen linked solution that we have. So it is purely for the non-VAT. If you register on that platform, it means successfully, it means you don't have the VAT. Suppose you had the VAT, it would not allow you to proceed with the activation of the account. Now, if you successfully log into you successfully subscribe to the USSD, the 222 hash, it doesn't mean that by default you'll have the VAT obligation. For the VAT obligation, you'll have to follow the required channel. That is, you do the application through the iTax. Under the amendments, you submit the required documents for review and approval by your tax stations.
I have a question.
Kindly proceed with the question. Introduce yourself, then ask the question.
Yeah, my name is Michael. I am just starting out as a service provider. Do I have to register for a VAT before I go into eTims, or will eTims take care of the VAT requirements?
Thank you for the question. So if you know first of all, I said if you onboard on eTims, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will get the VAT obligation. But then, if you are in business, you are required to onboard on eTims. However, if you want the VAT obligation, or you are trading in vertible services, you'll do the application through iTax, your iTax account, under the amendments, where you will be able to upload the required documents for the VAT obligation to be approved. So once you've done that, for it now to reflect on the eTims end, you'll reach out to us through our team support, so that we do the data migration of the VAT obligation that has been done on iTax to the eTims database, so that you continue with the enjoying the other rates, the VAT rates that we have.
From what you've explained, it means I have to first of all register for VAT, have it done completely before I go into eTims. Is that correct?
You can onboard on eTims, then you get the VAT obligation. You know, if you onboard without the VAT obligation, it simply means that the tax type that will appear under your account or profile is only the tax type D, that is the non-VAT. So you can only invoice using the non-VAT. However, if you take first the VAT obligation, you reach out to us, then we do the data migration, the other VAT tax rate, that is the zero rated, the exempt, and even the general rated, that is the 16%, will be updated on your profile so that you continue using the same.
Okay, thank you. I will at least, I think I will visit your local office. I am in Kisumu, so getting to you guys in Nairobi will be a bit different.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm glad that we've been of help to you. We have our viewers also viewing us live on KRA TV, and we have quite some questions there. And we have Caroline Kiboro. She's asking, where does one receive the approval after sign up? Is it via the registered email?
So for now, when an approval of your request is done or a rejection of the same, you'll receive, for rejection, you'll receive the reasons as to why the application has been rejected through the phone number that you used to receive the OTP with. The same applies to when the approval is done appropriately, you receive certain messages reminding or telling you that the approval has been successful. You can now proceed with the invoicing of your sales from your end. So you basically receive all that through the phone number that is registered and the one you receive the OTP through.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I hope that is clear. We still had the panelists, I mean the taxpayers who raised their hands, and we grant them a chance to ask their question. If you're still on the line and you still need to ask your question, please, you can unmute yourself on that case. Yeah, people who've raised their hands, you've been unmuted. You can just mute yourself. Okay. Okay, I believe that is it for our taxpayers. For that, we still have the thank you everyone for your engagement. We still appreciate you for having created this time to be with us. User, I don't know if you can hear me. You
Yeah,
have a question?
I can hear you. I had a question.
Yes, you can proceed, please.
Yeah, we are in this water business, the bottling. And
Pardon?
then the water business, bottling and drinking water. Hello? Can you hear me?
Kindly come up again, please.
Yeah, I'm saying we are in the business of bottling water, drinking water. And we pay this the question I had is that is even water bottling business, should it be onboarded on Teams also?
Yes, the answer is yes. You should adopt the eTims and onboard the appropriate or suitable eTims solution that we have. So you'll find that for even the water bottling, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you can onboard on eTims client.
Yeah.
Or if you do not have the VAT obligation, you can onboard on the eCitizen platform.
Yeah.
If you have the billing system or accounting system, you can liaise with our third-party integrators who have been approved and published on website to try to integrate your software with the eTims end, so that when you do sales, it just sends the same information directly to the eTims database. So you need to adopt the eTims.
The question also I wanted to know that if you have this system-to-system integration, can it be done directly at KRA offices without using those third-party providers?
The answer is no. We are only allowed by the law to approve. So what we do before we approve them, there is a process that they have to go through, and they demonstrate to us that whatever they are going to do to our taxpayers is what is required by the law and by the KRA. But it is not done by the KRA per se.
So the KRA only approves once the third party has integrated.
Yeah, we only approve. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I hope that was helpful on your side. So as we proceed, I want to appreciate everyone for your continual interaction with us as we had this our session today. So for our online taxpayers, specifically on KRA TV on the live chat, we are still here with you as well. And we have Caroline Kiboro is still asking, does a landlord letting residential apartments and filed rental income required to onboard on eTims? And which is the best eTims solution for them if they need to be onboarded?
Okay, they are required, they fall under the non-VAT, that is for the rental income. So one, if you want to use your personal PIN, or you have a company that is only dedicated to take care of the rental incomes and it doesn't have the VAT, the best solution would be the eCitizen platform, that is ecitizen.kra.go.ke, or you can opt for the online solution, the eTims online solution.
Thank you very much for that. I hope that was clear, Caroline Kiboro. As we continue, we had this question from Cool Sounds. How do we get access to the API for self-integration?
So what happens for you to do self-integration, it means we have to oversee, or you demonstrate to us that whatever you are going to do is what is required. So basically, you will sign up through the sandbox. You will not sign up through the normal taxpayer portal, the eTims taxpayers portal. We have a test environment that is a eTims sandbox. So you'll sign up there. You do a request that do you want to do a self-integration on OSU or the VSU? That if your ERP is the VSU based or OSU based, then you will be required to capture the device serial number. You also upload the director's ID and you fill the form that is the acknowledgement commitment form. Once you've done that, you send the request. Once you've done the request, we'll approve. And in the process, we'll capture your details and we'll be facilitating you either technically or if you have questions that are related to the integration you are doing. If you face any challenges, we'll be able to assist and facilitate you. So basically, once you've done a service request and it is approved, we create other groups for you that if you need the API, if you're having challenges, that is, we'll be able to facilitate and assist you.
Still on our KRA TV platform, we still have Benva who need clarification on this land letting. Do we charge VAT on land letting?
So you are leasing a land, right? So it is a service. If you have the VAT obligation, of course, you'll have to charge the VAT. If you don't have, because you are just leasing, you are not transferring. So if you have the VAT obligation, you'll charge the VAT. If you do not have, you'll just invoice the flat rate that is non-VAT.
I hope that is clear, Benvar. As we continue, I'm sure all the queries you channel them on the chat box are still being answered and has been answered. So we had no one else who raised their hands and are ready to ask their questions. So in that regard, I believe everyone has understood and feel we're going to be having more sessions on eTims just for your clarification. And in that terms, I'd like to remind you again to take advantage of the tax amnesty program, which is still running since last year, September to June 2024. So yeah, take advantage of tax amnesty. In that regard as well, we are on the filing season. So remember to file your returns as early as today. Don't wait for the last minute. As we continue, you can still ask your queries. We'll still have them answered, but we can close our meeting in that regard. As shown on our screens, we have the team's operation unit contacts. So in case you need any assistance, you can channel your queries on the team support at kra.go.ke email address, and as well contact them on the numbers as shown below. In case you missed this session for today, you can still find it on our KRA YouTube channel. So you can still find it there. And yeah, make sure to subscribe as well to our YouTube channel, KRA TV, when you're going to view this session. Thank you very much for your participation. I am really glad that you attended the numbers and you were back till the very end. We want to appreciate you for that. I want to appreciate our panelists for today, the eTims operation, Jeremiah and Paul. I really want to appreciate you for our session today, and our sign language interpreter, Yvonne, as well. She has really done a good job. So in that regard, I'd like to ask our team support panelists to give a word, our vote of thanks for this session as we end.
Okay, so we've taken you through the presentation. Hello? Yes, can you be able to hear me? Yes. So thank you for the audience. We hope that the presentation has impacted you and impacted you. So if you need any assistance, it is not necessary that you have to come to JKUAT Towers. You can visit any of our KRA offices across the country to get assistance on how to onboard on eTims. So if you have other further challenges on onboarding, you can reach out to us through team support at KRA. We also have call centers on our website and even the contact that we are displaying on your screen. So thank you and wish you well. Have a good day.
On my side, on behalf of Tax Education, I want to thank our dear audience taxpayers, our dear esteemed taxpayers for joining and supporting us on this Zoom virtual sessions that we have every Thursday. So remember that every Thursday we usually have Tax Thursdays that is meant to create awareness among you. So as I want to thank specifically everyone that joined our session today. We had the Coast Sounds represented, David Mwangi represented, and I'm very happy that you had your queries and has been answered, and I hope that you're going to be well satisfied with the answer that we've given you today. If not, you can call our eTims chat, our eTims support operation unit through the contact still on the screen. So Benva, thank you very much for attending our session. Purity, Hassan, Rosabel, Cynthia, Derek, we are very much thankful for you joining our session today. That is it from our end. My name is Josephine Chirut from Tax Education. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, KRA TV, and file your returns on time before end of June and take advantage of tax amnesty. Yes, I'm here also to remind you that every Tuesday we have filing sessions, so you can join and learn how to file your own returns at your own convenience. Thank you. At 11 a.m. every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Thank you very much, Yvonne, for being our sign language interpreter today. We don't take it for granted. We are very grateful for that. Yes, have a lovely day, everyone.